If he could do it,
This isn't a movie.
he believed in himself. And you can't tell.
Man, you gonna put it on me like that?
You can do anything that you want. You can get singing lessons, get a better job, make more money. You could be even like rich. You could live in the White House someday. You could be president.
Me?
Do what you want to do. It's not about it's not up to other people.
It's true.
It's up to you.
Many people, they suffer with insecurities, and they think that if they get that dream physique, that's going to somehow change themselves on the inside. I can tell you that it's not. Lifting weights, sure, builds your physique, makes you look better, perhaps builds your confidence. But if you don't change yourself from within, from the inside, just because you look better, it's not going to change anything. If you're unhappy and you're fat and you lose 100 pounds, you're going to be unhappy and thin. Getting your dream physique, it's not the cure, it's simply a band-aid. You need to self-reflect, work on the inside.
A friend is one who will not even consider giving his life for you. That's a friend. Everybody you name are with me for money and for what they can get. I don't have no friends. I wrote a poem that says, friendship is a priceless gift that cannot be bought nor sold, but its value is far greater than a mountain made of gold. For gold is cold and lifeless. It can neither see nor hear, and in time of trouble it is powerless to cheer. Gold, it has no ears to listen, no heart to understand. It cannot not bring you comfort or reach out a helping hand. So when you ask God for a gift, be thankful if he sends, not diamonds, pearls, or riches, but the love of real, true friends. See, friends are very rare.
I've never in my life seen anyone who's determined to get something not get it. I've never seen somebody who is determined in their heart to get something not get it. The universe and God is so giving and providing. People think it's difficult out here. I disagree. I've never seen someone wake up and say, nah, this is all I care about. This is all I want. Not get it. Everyone who thought that way in fighting was a world champion. Everyone who thought that way about money was rich. I've never seen anyone fail. Bro, I've seen people with no credit score and no job determined to get an R8 manage to get one on finance somehow. I've seen it. If it's all you want, you're going to get it.
You're going to find a way to
You're
get
going to find a way.
Yeah.
People go, oh, I want this. If you want it, you have it.
Get serious. That's number one. 10 years from now, you will surely become someone. The big question is, who?
Imagine you're on your deathbed, and standing around your deathbed are the ghosts representing your unfulfilled potential, the ghost of the ideas you never acted on, the ghost of the talents you didn't use, and they're standing around your bed, angry, disappointed, and upset. They say, we came to you because you could have brought us to life, they say. And now we have to go to the grave together. So I ask you today, how many ghosts are going to be around your bed when your time comes?
When you cut out a man's tongue, you're not proving him wrong. You're only showing the world that you fear what he has to say.
If you did what you believed was best at the time, then what are you mad for? Every mistake I made in my life, at the time I thought I was doing the right thing. So I'm not going to be mad at past me.
You assume that the things that you have when you're young are going to be around forever. You assume you'll never die, your health will never fade, your parents aren't going to go.
Don't worry, guys. Bad things are going to happen. They're going to come. You have nothing to worry about. There will be a day you wake up and somebody you love has died.
Appreciate the things that you have before you lose them, because you will lose them.
And you can be sad that day. Why waste a perfectly good day being sad when sad days are guaranteed to come?
I think it just comes down to how bad you...
The only shortcut to life is to never miss a day, because sometimes you get lucky. And you'll never miss a lucky day if you try every day.
I don't have any magical spell to give people to make them want it as much as I want it.
Perhaps I was afraid when I fought anyway. Perhaps I was tired when I worked anyway. This is how you get ahead in life. The world doesn't care how you feel anyway. So, the world doesn't give a shit. You're either a winner or a loser. If you never quit, if you never give up, if you never give in, you're gonna get exactly what you wanted.
You need to just want it. And if you can't force yourself to do it, then I can't force you.
You're not gonna always feel like doing it. You have to do it anyway, because it's your duty to do it, because you don't want to be a fucking loser.
We go down together. Fuck.
There is nothing worse than regret. There's nothing worse than the regret and the pain you will feel as a man, knowing that you could have taken action, you could have done something. Imagine you saw a member of your family crash their car, and the car's on fire, and you were too scared to go and pull them out, and then the car explodes, and you're going to be sitting there, looking in the mirror, hating yourself, knowing that you had a chance to do something and you didn't act. You weren't brave when the time came. Now is that time. So if you're a man and your primary friend, your best friend, or the person you're relying on the most, or you spend most of your time with is your chick, that's fine. But you're going to regret that when things get hard because you don't have any real backup. I spend most of my time with my guys, and I love my women with all my heart. My team comes first because they're the ones who will save me. They're the only ones who can save me if I really need saving.
Push comes to shove.
Absolutely. So brotherhood's the most important thing. Procrastination is nothing more but a declaration to God that you don't respect the time you are given because you believe you'll have more time to do it later. All of the people who died today thought they had a later. They didn't have one. You will run out of time, and you're sitting on your ass procrastinating, and you're assuming you have a later? Says who? You don't even deserve a later. It's given to you by God's good grace. Making the best move on the chessboard, regardless of how losing your position is a life philosophy that most will never understand. Sometimes you look at your position on the board and you're fucked. But still, regardless of how fucked you are, there is still a best move. Maybe 9 times out of 10, the best move won't save you, but that 1 time out of 10, the best move might be just enough to save your ass. And on a long enough time frame, if you play the game repeatedly, day after day, taking risks, always making the best move regardless of whether you're winning or losing, it will compound into an upward spiral of never-ending success.
Most young people don't realize how rich they are. You assume that the things that you have when you're young are going to be around forever. You assume you'll never die, your health will never fade, your parents aren't going to go. You assume all these things and you live every day like every day is going to be the same. But if you're young, appreciate how wealthy you are. I mean, there are children in Palestine right now with no family at all. Appreciate the things that you have before you lose them, because you will lose them. It's not a matter of if mom dies, if dad dies, if my grandparents die. Assuming nature goes the right way, it will happen. It's when, it's not if. Instead of watching that movie, call your dad. Instead of watching that movie, call your mom. Take her out for dinner if you've got a spare 50 quid instead of getting drunk with your friends. Appreciate the thing you have.
Get it! Who's gonna carry the vote? 17! You don't know me, son! 17! You don't know me, son!
I was running this race. It was a 24-hour race. It was a relay team. I was with 4 friends. And the format of the race is, you run a mile, I run a mile, whatever team runs the most amount of miles wins the race. He had no teammates.
When you're running, you run for hours. What days?
Your life and the journey you put yourself through, there's nothing more than that. And that's all I want people to do, is realize that you have to struggle. You have to struggle. The bigger the struggle, the bigger the peace. The bigger the suffering, the more peace. Let's fucking stop thinking so much and let's put the shoes on and get grinding. How you gain mental toughness, how you become the person you want to be, is constantly facing the things that you don't want to face. If you constantly run away from things that you don't want to face, how is there growth? You get up. You don't want to go run, you go run. You don't want to go swim, you go swim. You don't want to make your bed, you make your bed. You don't want to clean your house, you clean your house. You don't want to study, you fucking study. That's how you start to callous your mind. So that became my life. If you say you're going to wake up at 4 o'clock in the fucking morning to go run, wake up at 4 o'clock it's going to suck. It's not going to be fun. Do something that sucks every single day of your life. That's how you grow.
If a person would sit down and let their body relax, totally relax, and then start to visualize in their mind, see themselves the way they want to see themselves. See how you'd like to live your life. See yourself living it that way. Take that picture and describe it. Write it out in the present tense. I am so happy now that I see myself, and write it out. Start to read it and read it and read it and read it every day. Carry it around and keep reading it. The one point that all the great teachers all down through history have all agreed on, they've been in complete unanimous agreement on it, we become what we think about. A lot of people will laugh at this and say, that doesn't make any sense. Now, it may be fantasy at first. It might even appear to us as being a lie. But if you read it often enough, you'll start to believe it.
So our thoughts control our actions.
Our thoughts control our feelings.
Okay.
Our feelings control our actions.
You know for a fucking fact in your mind, yeah, I should probably be doing it. And then you don't do it. I mean, you're just cheating yourself. If you've got something that you want, what is stopping you from getting it? You got to realize that you're in complete control. Right? You're behind the wheel every fucking day.
Whatever you do, you've got to be a little bit gone to it. You're not all there. You've got to be almost insane to your craft. Not a lot of people can understand that. That's why I don't know about nothing else.
As a man, you are most formidable if everything is your fault. If it rains outside and you get wet, that is still your fault. Can you control the rain? No. Could you have brought an umbrella? Yes. You need to blame yourself for all things, the good and the bad. And by doing this, you take absolute self-accountability, which allows you to build a mental model in which you will find solutions, 1. 2, avoid trouble, because you know that anything bad happens to you is your fault.
Why I think I fight? Do I enjoy it? No. Do I enjoy training? No. Do I enjoy cutting weight? No. Am I nervous? Yes. Do I think to myself, what am I doing? Yes. Completely. Unfortunately, it's one of those things you're either born with or you're not. If I'm not doing something which is either extremely difficult or extremely stressful, I'm in a perpetual state of crippling boredom. I can't explain it. I see other people live their lives and they're like, oh, I can't wait for the weekend because I want to watch this movie. I think who cares about a movie? You're looking forward to the weekend for a movie? Looking forward to the weekend to get drunk? Like, these things to me are so mundane. They mean nothing. And if I don't fight, if I'm not in a situation where I'm stressed or worried or concerned, I'm just perpetually bored. And boredom's crippling. If you're an intelligent person and you've got a good brain on your shoulders, you can't just sit there bored. I see people climb Mount Everest or jump off buildings or do base jumping. The guy who jumped from space, people think, what's he doing? He's crazy. I understand. Because some people can't live normal lives. Some people cannot just function 9 to 5 office job, get drunk at weekends. That is not for some individuals, and it's not for me. So I have to find something which keeps me physically tired enough to stop me going anymore, and mentally tired enough. And I've chosen fighting, because without this, when I'm not training, I wake up every day and think, okay, what am I going to do today? It's 9 a.m. on Tuesday, I'm bored. Everyone's at work, I'm bored.
And I see people at a bus stop. It's freezing, and it's raining, and it's nighttime, and you can't afford it anymore. If that won't motivate you, I don't know what. Because the worst thing about the bus isn't the bus, it's the time you wait for the bus time. It's money. You're gonna stand there for 45 minutes in the freezing cold and waste your time to save a couple dollars on it. And you don't feel panic to get rich. And you're just fine with that. And you're gonna come home, took the bus today. Born to.
What's your most brutal life lesson?
No one really cares. Your mother cares about you, that's it. Your brother, maybe 1 or 2 friends, but no one actually cares about men. And the young men out there who haven't quite reached the no one cares about you stage, trust me, wait till you're 21, no one cares.
I don't feel motivated. Newsflash. Neither do I sometimes. You're not gonna always feel like doing it. You have to do it anyway because it's your duty to do it because you don't want to be a fucking loser. That's the whole point. If you felt like doing it all the time, then there would be no magic to it. The magic is that you do it regardless of how you feel. What do you mean you need motivation? You don't need motivation. You have a duty to not be a loser anymore because the hole in the sky is closing. $49, we'll give you a ladder. Well, you know, play video games. Born to lose. Born to lose. And then they'll end up voting for some ridiculous party which promises them there won't be a loser anymore. And that party will hate people like me. And they'll try and put me in jail. That's what's gonna happen. This is what we currently live in. The losers party. Losers love company. They do. They vote for it. Losers love company. There are certain political parties and movements out there that convince you that being a loser is okay. And then you feel better. And you also get to blame others for your loserdom. You feel great. You don't take any personal responsibility. I'm not a loser because of me. I'm a loser because they did it or this happened. So they're attractive to losers. I believe that bad things happening to you are a fantastic thing. I believe you need to be strong enough to deal with them and then articulate them. I do find it amazing that a lot of people can't speak well. I find that truly amazing. If you don't have the ability to project your thoughts to other people, I don't know how you're going to be successful in life. The reason I refuse to learn another language is because I haven't learned English yet. There's words I don't know, and English is the most profitable language for me to know. So I'm going to learn English. If I want to spend time learning a language, I'll read the English dictionary. I'm not going to learn another language and start stuttering like a dummy. But there are people who've been speaking English their entire life and they can't even speak it. It's actually a pet peeve of mine. You know when you said earlier about being rich allows you to say no? I'm going to be very honest. I am the worst person to pitch to. I get people trying to pitch me for business and I'm the worst. If somebody cannot project their ideas to me succinctly, I instantly just dislike them. Because maybe I have ADHD, maybe I'm too busy, I don't know what it is, but I don't have time for your ums and ahs. I don't have time for it. So if I'm sitting in a meeting and somebody goes, we're gonna start with, and this is how people speak. You're a full-grown man, and you can't finish a sentence without saying or ah in the only language you know. You've been speaking it for 40 years. It bothers me. It's a pet peeve of mine. It irks me. Occasionally, we make mistakes, fine, whatever. But if you actually listened to most people speak, that's how most people communicate with the world.
You know, I've never understood how people can delight in hurting others. We all have to reap what we sow, Omega. There's no way of avoiding that. When you harm others, you're really only harming yourself. It's simple. If you want good things to happen in your life, you have to be good.